having me. An army man will never teach his kids to be anything but strong. He will be rough around the edges, but has a heart big enough to carry us both. When my dad was a child, he got beat by his dad every day, his father. As a result, my father grew resentment towards his father. When my dad was 6 years old, his father literally picked him up, held him over his head, threw him out into the street, and said, "Never come back." Now let's take a step back. My dad's hardships have turned him into a total beast. He listens to hard rock music, rides motorcycles, chews tobacco, hunts, and is an army man. Now let's also take another step back. My father, when he fell in love with my mother, they were pen pals. At the time, my dad was still in his rockin' days, riding his motorcycle, and my mom lived in another country, Honduras. My dad decided to sell both of his motorcycles, one, to buy a plane ticket over to meet her, and two, to pay for the wedding. Within a week, he proposed to her, and they got married. After that, they had me, and before I was born, my dad sold his hunting rifles because he didn't want his kid to grow up around guns. Then I was 7 years old, and I didn't like that my dad chewed tobacco, so I asked him to quit. It took him a couple of years, but eventually he quit, and he hasn't done it again. My story about my father is short. He hugged me last night before I went to bed. He's retired now, and he doesn't do a whole lot, but every single night before I go to bed, he hugs me. When I was a kid, he took me to soccer tournaments all the time. He put education first, taught me how to be a leader. My father knows best because he turned anger and hatred and let it become love. My father will always know best because he has given me something to always strive to always be loving, to always care for your family, and that you can change. Thank you.